Welcome back to Med Audio today to discuss about Axxess, a rising name in high-performance audio, proudly crafted by Audio Group Denmark. This innovative collective is renowned for its commitment to premium sound reproductions and cutting-edge technology, boasting an impressive portfolio that includes exotic high-end brands like Evic and Borsen. Their products can be linked to the Formula One of audio, combining Scandinavian design elegance with meticulous engineering, pushing the boundaries of what is possible in hi-fi. With the Forte line, Axxess takes on the challenge of making exceptional amplifications more accessible. But before we begin, I would like to thank my friends at Alta Fedeltà, an audio store in Calco, Italy, just 25 kilometers from Milan, for sending the Forte One for today's review. With 8 demo rooms, over 140 brands in catalog, and more than 45 years of experience in the industry and a top-notch customer service, Alta Fedeltà is a landmark for audio and hi-fi enthusiasts across Italy. If you are in the area, don't hesitate to stop and ask of Alfredo. Believe me, you will feel right at home. The amplifier arrived in a beautiful double-layered packaging of excellent quality, complete with white gloves and a protective cover for the Forte One. The remote control is small but entirely crafted from metal, with outstanding build quality. I have to be honest with you, whether it's made of metal or plastic, it doesn't make so much difference to me. In fact, during winter in Germany I prefer plastic since it doesn't stay cold. For me what's important is that it feels comfortable in the hand, is responsive and intuitive. On the first 2 points, the Forte One remote control excels, however it falls short on intuitiveness. For example, there are these letters A, S, R, D on the remote, which as far as I can tell are not functional with the Forte One. Perhaps they are intended for other models. Surprisingly, pressing the center buttons turns the amplifier off, and I didn't expect this. I feel they could have included a symbol to make it clearer. Let's say adjusting the volume, arguably the most important things, is exceptionally smooth, with a speed and precision that ranks among the best I've ever experienced in an amplifier. Aesthetically, the Forte One, it might be polarizing, but I find it absolutely stunning. I love its modern lines, the large red volume indicator on the gorgeous dimmable display, and the design details like the X patterns on the sides. It looks like it's carved from a single block of aluminum, with this gleaming glass display perfectly integrated on the front. Materials and finish are truly top-notch. Simply beautiful. One aspect I particularly appreciate is the lightweight, just 7.9 kilograms. This makes it effortless to move, which is a big deal for me since I often shift equipment around multiple times a day. It's a huge convenience in my workflow. However, I do think the feet could have been better designed, perhaps made of rubber for more stability. Its lightweight makes it feel a bit less stable, and if they prefer to stick with metal feet, they could have used just 3 instead of 4 to ensuring a better stability on every type of surface. I won't go too much in details on the technology inside Tesla coils. I mean, you can find all these information online just to avoid to make this video too long. Instead, I will focus on my personal experience and impressions. Taking a quick look of specs comparisons between Forte 1, 2 and 3, I noticed that the power output is essentially the same across the line, 100 watt into 8 ohms. However, I will tell you right now, it sounds really like 200 maybe. Probably thanks to the high current it's capable of delivering. What differentiates the Forte models internally is the number of Tesla coils used in their design. Forte 1, like also Forte 2 and 3, are streaming amplifiers. That means that are including a digital to analog converter and streaming capabilities. On the back we can find digital inputs like optical and USB, and just one analog inputs RCA, where I would love to see at least two in this price range category. On the front panel there is a large volume knob that immediately brings to mind much more expensive products like those from Dan D'Agostino. Thanks to its finely crafted details, its movement is exceptionally smooth, linear and fluid, truly a pleasure to use. Additionally, the Forte 1 it features a 6.3mm headphones output, and having just received the new Hi-Fi Man Aria unveiled for the review, I decided to connect them directly to the Forte 1. Normally I'd start with something easier to drive, but I didn't have much time and went straight for the new Arias. To my surprise and delight, Forte 1 not only delivered all the power and dynamics I was looking for, but also showcased excellent musicality, rhythm and a rich, engaging sound. It drove the Hi-Fi Man Aria unveiled effortlessly, and the whole experience was such a joy to listen that I really didn't want to stop. But I had to go, I had to move on because really I had not so much time to review this unit, unfortunately. 2 weeks only, generally I need 3-4 weeks and take it in mind, but unfortunately I had to send it back. On first power up, after a few seconds of preset initializations, which I find quite cool, the Forte 1 immediately surprises with its pitch black silence. Not just the amplifier, but even the tweeter, I mean when you move your ear closer to it, was pitch black. Nothing was coming out from it. Complete silence. You know, I've recently been quite disappointed to discover that my Naim Supernait 3, which by the way cost me around 5 grand also, exhibit an audible hum from its large toroidal transformer and a faint hiss from the tweeters. You might say, Matt, your power is probably dirty, but let's be honest, most common households have imperfect power. So from this perspective, Forte 1 is truly remarkable. From the front display you can adjust balance and even monitor the amplifier's temperature. It always runs cool. I've never seen it exceed 28 degrees. As I mentioned, Forte 1 is a streaming amplifier, but unfortunately its smart app is only compatible with iPad. So no Android, no iPhone, which is a real limitation for me. And sadly, I don't own an iPad. Moreover, it only supports Spotify Connect and Tidal Connect. I don't have any more Tidal, and for sure I will not use Spotify with their MP3 quality to test these such gears. Spotify is about to switch to lossless as promised. We have been waiting long enough. This lack of streaming compatibility is a major limitations that Audio Group Denmark should address in the future's updates, at least by adding support to Android and iPhone. Or at least an iPad for free when you purchase a Forte 1. Come on, people love to have free products. As a workaround I use an external streamer and what better choice than the excellent Eversolo A6. If you haven't seen my review of it, I highly recommend it, checking it out. My initial test after the break-in focused on using the Forte 1 with and without external DAC. So I connected one of my best DAC, the SPL Diamond, which in a previous comparative review showed an almost embarrassing superiority with its expensive soundstage reconstructions, musicality and high-level microdynamics. That said, I must admit that Forte 1 internal DAC is already excellent. Personally, I found it difficult to discern any significant difference. That leads me to conclude that you don't need absolutely an external DAC with the Forte 1. In fact, I advise against it. It's an unnecessary expense. with the Forte 1. And skipping it will let you save a lot of money. And this is a huge significant point in favor of the Forte 1. For my test, I paired the Forte 1 with many speakers from budget to high-end, like the recently reviewed DALI Rubicore 2 or also the Buchart S400 MK2. But not only, I also connected to the Magnapan LRS Plus and even premium models like the stunning Sons Faber Serafino Tradition. Starting with the Rubicore 2, a speaker well known for its details and lively sound, Forte 1 impressed me by never sounding fatiguing or overly clinical. On the contrary, it enriched and added more warmth to the soundstage while preserving the strong character of the Rubicore 2. This demonstrates the amplifier's remarkably neutral tonal balance, allowing the speaker's qualities to shine. Finding the right speaker for the Rubicore 2 hasn't been easy if you watched the review, so I was thrilled with how well the Forte 1 performed here. Moving on, the Buchart S400 MK2, a benchmark speaker in its price range with a neutral sound signature with extended highs and lows, but more restrained compared to Rubicore. Surprisingly, the Forte 1 displayed slightly thin and bright highs in this pairing, which makes the overall sounds feel less ideal to me. Perhaps this is due to some lower dependency caused by Class D design. I can't say it for sure, but it was the only speaker with this kind of anomaly. As for the Magnapan LRS Plus, opinions are often divided. Some claims they are relatively easy or fine to drive, while others like me believes that power with the Magnapan is never enough. I've even driven them with the SPL M1000 monoblocks, 700 watt per channels, and pushed them to their limits without any sign of fatigue. And Forte 1, despite not having the character, especially on the mid-range of the SPL monoblock, I was pleasantly surprised that it showed no signs of struggling, delivering clean, controlled sound with powerful tight bass. Even at high volumes, the sounds remain effortless and dynamic at minus 25 dB, so we've still had rooms available. Truly impressive, but now let's move to sound quality. Forte 1 delivers an highly refined sound that is immediate and effortless, easy to appreciate, with a remarkable sense of lightness that make you feel each note like is floating effortlessly through the air, filling every corner of the room. It has an elegant, delicate fluidity, yet it knows how to be articulate, dynamic, and explosively powerful when the music calls for it. What stands out to me is this touch of fine grain and harmonic richness on vocals and instruments, painting a transparent soundstage that extends in both depth and width. While it may initially come across like a calm, laid-back amplifier, it's astonishingly capable when pushed, showing no signs of strain even with demanding loads. One of my favorite aspects is that it is performing well at high volume. It remains unconstrained and dynamic, offering powerful yet composed bass, where at lower volumes is equally impressive if not better, delivering a penetrating full-body bass that feels solid, defined and lifelike. Treble is refined, not the airiest, but extended and carefully tuned to avoid fatigue, yet very extended. This is a sound that prioritizes harmony and musicality over sheer details. Let's say I wouldn't have minded to have a touch more of nuance on instruments and vocals, which might be more pronounced in the higher tier Forte 2 or Forte 3. Forte 1 also has a great rhythm and speed, especially on attacks, drums, so really nice to see that an all-in-one with this technology can achieve such a level of musicality. In the sound demo sections on my YouTube channels you can find a comparative test between Forte 1, Naim Supernait 3 and McIntosh MC312 amplifier. And interesting to notice that most of you guys reported no audible differences, which may be partially attributed to YouTube compressions. But myself, even analyzing the lossless file in FLAC that are available for Patreon called members, I found only subtle difference between the systems, and this truly highlights how far modern audio technology, particularly Class D amplifications, has evolved. This comparison brings me to the conclusions that Forte 1 really demonstrates how much value can offers, holding its ground against amplifiers that are significantly more expensive. If you are seeking an amplifier with speed, musicality and a touch of harmonic richness that brings your music to life, the Forte 1 is a strong contender. It stands as a testament to how far this technology has come, proving that exceptional sound is no longer limited to realm of traditional designs. From and out is everything. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If yes, hit the like button. Take in consideration to subscribe to support my work. We are really closer to 10,000 subscribers. Let's do it. Stay tuned, more reviews are coming, and peace.